Welcome to the Talk Exchange podcast. It's your boys Nick and Francis in the building.
In the building.
How you doing, Francis, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, Nick. How are you?
I'm good, man. Another day in the studio, man.
Another day, another dollar, another studio session.
There you go, man. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. A story that happened to me yesterday. I got a gift from someone, a gift card.
Okay.
And I got it a while ago, but I just haven't used it.
Yeah.
Right. And so yesterday, or no, not yesterday, or a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
I said, hey, yeah, let me go use this. It's a Home Depot gift card.
Okay.
So I go use it, purchase a new tool. I'm excited about this new tool. And I get to the cashier and they check the gift card.
Don't tell me it expired.
No, there's $0 on it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And you got that as a gift?
I got it as a gift.
Oh, man. Are you so friends with the gift giver?
Hey, so I had to call the person back. Yeah. I had to call the person back and say, hey, there's nothing on this gift card.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been hearing that sometimes that happens. That people buy a gift card and the money's not actually on there.
Wow.
So keep your receipts if you
always. But even without, so what was the outcome? Were you able to actually get that resolved?
Well, yeah, I'm still waiting on that.
Still waiting on that. Wow.
Still waiting on that. And I'm hoping because my main business is construction.
For sure, yeah.
I'm a tool junkie.
Yeah.
I love getting new tools and stuff. And I'm a DeWalt guy myself. So
there you go. Apparently DeWalt is like a reputable brand, right?
Oh yeah.
Brand name really speaks for itself. Yeah.
But you know what? It's personal interest. Like, just like cars, some people are like, they love Volvos.
That. Yeah.
Or they like Benzes.
Some people like the range.
Yeah. You know what
Got you.
I want a range, by the way.
Hey, I would love to have a range.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a Bentley.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to have a Bentley and a driver.
Wow. Okay.
We got to do it classy because I'm from back home. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
from Africa. So my parents grew up with drivers, classy,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's only in North America you see people that have young guys buying like prestigious vehicles
Yeah.
and driving it like as if it's a regular Toyota. No.
Yeah.
You got to drive those things with class.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to drive them vehicles.
Man,
like,
you've had
own them
you
vehicles.
like I think
Yes.
wasn't your nickname like Nick Vehicle?
It was something, but like, yeah,
Nick
that was
the vehicle
my thing.
man?
I just but as you get older, like you waste a lot of money on that.
For sure.
And I know I wasted a lot of money on cars.
Yeah, you've always told me.
Yeah, I wasted a lot of money on cars.
Dude,
man.
you've had a lot of cars, man.
Yeah, I've had
classy cars.
Yep.
Like
I have from the Benz.
you've had like every
Benz trucks,
every
BMW
what is it?
trucks.
Every color, every model, man.
Yep, I wasted a pile of cash on that, man.
But you know what though? This is when you look back and say, you know what? When we were young.
Yeah.
Because if you're still doing those things now, then there's no hope.
You didn't learn anything.
You didn't learn nothing.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you should not even be alive.
Yeah. Okay.
Why? Well, I mean, if you're making such mistakes like that when you know you have like priorities in life,
Yeah.
you should not be doing things you did like when you're like 18, 20 years old, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, why?
Yeah.
So
I think if like you're right, if they're still doing that, then you really don't have your priorities straight.
yeah, you don't have your priorities straight. Like, so
Yeah.
why are you even breathing?
Yeah. Actually,
I'm just kidding. People could be alive, but still.
Yeah. Actually, the singer Tyrese,
Yes.
on an interview with him back on Cribs one time, and he was showing his house and showing his cars. He actually said, cars is not an investment. Like,
Definitely not.
yeah, he told us, like, he didn't like just go, and I appreciated that because he didn't just go through like someone else's, like, yeah, I got this, I got that, this is my cars, yeah, step your game up, get like me. Like, he didn't do that. He's like, hey, fortunately, I'm able to have these things, but it's really not an investment. If you don't have to get these things, don't.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrese didn't have to tell me that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I knew that from the scratch.
Yeah.
It's a vehicle. It's
Yeah.
a car. As soon as you drive that off the lot,
Yeah.
it depreciates.
Yeah.
It devalues. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not property.
Yeah.
It's not land, right? So
Exactly.
it's like, but when you see all of these people having like 15 cars, 16 cars,
Yeah.
just because you know you have the money to, it's kind of ridiculous. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But anyways, that's a whole different topic.
It's a whole different topic.
People that spend when they don't excessively, but when they don't need to.
Yeah.
It's like eating too much when you don't need to eat too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're eating like 2 large pizzas when you know your stomach can only handle like a medium.
Yeah.
You're just doing it in excess and you're just wasting.
Wasting. Yeah, there you go.
Anyways.
Well, yeah, like you said, that's another topic, but want to get that off my chest a little bit.
So good luck, man. I hope
Yeah.
that you get your gift card with the right amount so you can buy your tools.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. I'm looking at a power drill.
There you go.
So I'm hoping that happens.
Okay.
That gets all cleared up.
That's
you know
what's
what I
up.
mean? Yeah, so we were discussing before dating and dating out of desperation.
Dating out of desperation.
I know I use another term in terms of like dating while hungry.
Yeah, that's another term too.
Yeah.
But dating while, dating
out of desperation.
Out of desperation is actually, it fits a little bit more.
Yeah.
It gets a point across.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you think about that, man? Like, because I know some people get into some not so good situations because they're desperate.
Yeah, because
I know a lot of it has to do with age, probably too.
It could be age. It could be loneliness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Horniness. So, I mean, it says it right there, right? Like, you're dating because you are desperate.
Right.
And sometimes when you're desperate, you don't really have the time to observe things that you really should be observing, such as red flags that will stop you from making, like a mistake.
Yeah.
When going into a relationship with somebody that you probably and normally would not even get involved with.
Yeah.
But because you're desperate, because you think like, oh my God, I need this now. It's been like 2 years. Haven't found anybody, man. F it, man. I'm just going to go for somebody, whatever. The double standard is, when women have the perfect list, when they have the perfect man, but then you have somebody that's desperate, that's throwing that whole list out because they want to have their needs taken care of right there and there.
Yeah.
But the medium or the happy spot should be, do you really need to be in a relationship that bad that you're willing to go for absolutely everything?
Yeah. Some people are. And like you said, they throw that list right out the door.
Yeah.
So I think some people, like for one example is some people can't be alone.
Yeah, some people
reason.
just can't be alone.
I know people
young, too,
from like teenagers, like they just can't. They get in one relationship as that one is
teenagers?
ending. Oh yeah. As that one ending, they're like they've already nurtured the next one. I've seen some people like that.
No,
Seriously.
I agree with you. What I was trying to say to add to that, I was like, see, when we're teenagers, we don't really realize certain things. But as grown-ups now, as adults now, you got to ask yourself, if somebody was always in need of love or to be with somebody at such an early age, what were they lacking in their childhood growing up? Did they have a mom that nurtured and cared for them? Was there a father in their lives? Like, why would you need that urge to always want to be with somebody? Because when you're a teenager, that's when you're supposed to have the most fun in your life.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to if I like broke up in a serious relationship when I was like a small little teen, do you think I'm going to be jumping right into another one? The options are there.
Yeah.
There's so many options for me.
Yeah.
But hey, like you said, some people just don't want to be alone, but it's deeper than that, man.
I think that in some cases, I don't know if most, but I think in some cases, there could be some relation, like you said, to their how they've been brought up. Single mom, single dad, or there could be some relation to that.
They could be, yeah.
But I don't know the relation with that, but I just know from experience some people that and both, like guys or girls, like they just can't be out of a relationship.
Wow.
And they've gotten into relationships that I've seen that I'm like, I don't know about that one. But just the fact that I've had conversations with people too, and they've said, I just don't like being alone, and it's like, wow, well, you need to take sometimes that time.
Sometimes you need time to heal, reflect.
Yeah, reflect something, like do something for yourself. Jump in, like take a 6 months or a year or something. It's okay. Sure. You know what I mean? Some people, my parents used to use that term, like women are not going extinct.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
they're not.
Tell me like stop, but some people act that way, as if the opposite sex is going extinct. You know what I mean?
I guess,
and not take that time to really reflect and get their life together.
Yeah, for sure.
You
And
know?
that's I mean, kudos to the ladies and the gentlemen out there that actually take that time to take a break before they go into another solid, deeper relationship.
Yeah.
But for the ones that just want to just jump relationship after relationship after relationship, you start to become dependent on that. So what happens if there is nothing? Oh, I know. You become desperate. Which brings us to why they date out of desperation.
Yeah. And I think also with that, when they do get into a relationship and that actual relationship is not all that, guy or girl,
Yeah.
not singling out anybody, they actually stay in it, knowing that they, it's not the best situation. Whether they're arguing every day and it's like the second month together, and but they stay in it just out of the, I guess out of desperation. But then there's the dependability on it.
And also because of the sexual intercourse. In the first few weeks of meeting somebody, sex is always great. It's like me bringing a girl chicken a la king for the first time. When she has a chicken a la king, that tastes yummy.
Yeah.
But
you saying you got the chicken a la king?
I mean, if somebody wants to order it, hit us up at the Talk Exchange podcast. I got to serve it straight to you. Oh. But anyways, all jokes aside, yeah, sex makes a lot of people ignore a lot of stuff because it's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be pleased and everybody want to release.
Yeah,
right?
But not everybody has that chemistry though. So
no, but I'm saying for the ones that tolerate something, because remember, there are also people like, yo, this person the other sex in bed was sucks. Yeah. Usually relationships form out of good intercourse. Yeah. How many people have you seen, guy or girl, that have actually had horrible sex and they still stayed and want to be in a relationship? Never. Yeah. That is the reason why when you ask women, how many guys have you been with? They will tell you 6. And when you say, are you sure? Yeah, well, there's 2, but those guys it was not really sex. It wasn't even like that. Yeah. Guys listening, we all know women that say that. And women, you're probably laughing because you've probably said that. Not all of y'all, but some of y'all have said that. Because you guys subtract what's not potential relationship vibes.
Right.
If the sex is horrible, whether it's the man's penis is too small, he maybe ejaculates too quick, or he just doesn't have that vibe to move the waist properly for the woman to really feel it, they become a non-sexual encounter.
Yeah.
Even though he's already penetrated.
Yeah. I haven't actually heard, and that's my experience, but I haven't heard a girl say they broke up with the guy because their penis is too small.
You've never said
I've never heard that one.
They broke up because his penis is too small?
I've never heard that.
I mean,
girls say that. Yeah, I was dating this guy, but his penis was too small, so I left.
Well, because they never made it to that stage. Have you heard them say that, you know what, it didn't work out because, it's not really, he wasn't really doing it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've heard girls tell me they didn't make it past the intercourse because he was small.
Yeah.
Listen to the songs. Do you remember the songs back in the days when we used to be in the clubs? No one, no short man. Boop, boop, boop. No one, no short man.
Yeah.
But every girl in the club used to sing that stuff.
Yeah.
Any guy that had a small penis in the club would be dancing a little bit off. I used to walk by my drinks, and when that song came out, I used to observe the guys to see their reactions. And when the girls are like, "Don't want no short man," and you see the guys like kind of like not even, they just still want to be there. So yes, women don't like that.
Right.
Now, if a woman says, "Oh yeah, you know what? I was with him, then I broke up with him because his penis," that means she probably saw something else that she had to like pretty much whatever else qualities he has at that particular time, she probably just overlooked that.
Yeah.
But then after all the sex and after you've been with somebody for a long period of time, whether it's 2 years, 3 years, and the person starts to annoy you, then everything you don't like about that person starts to show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always tell people, if you're arguing if you're arguing in 2 to 3 months into your relationship, then you're gonna have problems.
You're gonna have major problems.
You're gonna have
that's
major
what I believe,
problems.
At least. You're gonna have major problems.
Because it's a fact. And I'm not just saying it because of me. I'm saying it because we know, because we are in it.
Yeah.
Double digits. You know what I mean? Like doing life in these days for relationships. So When I hear people say, "Oh yeah, no, we just had an argument," I'm like, "How long have you guys been together?" Because Nick, we have a lot of female friends. It's just the way it is. A lot of females have guy friends. A lot of guys have female friends, and these girls tell us stuff, and they tell me stuff. And I know, tell them like, you're arguing 6 months in. If you're arguing in 6 months, you guys are having like major fights. Then wait until you live with him.
Yeah.
Wait until you have a child, and wait until you get married.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe there are three stages. When you move in, things change, especially on the women's side. When you move in together, that could be 50-50. They see each other's, flaws, and that's why if you can build a tolerance to, their habits. When she has a child, she changes. When you get married, she changes. So if you haven't gone through the first phase, which is living together, and you're arguing all day, all night, and it's only like 2-3 months in, then you better be prepared for hurricane disaster.
Yeah, I think the changes between men and women happen at those stages that you said. I think it's at each stage, men change the same way. Like whether after pregnancy, after marriage, after moving together, men still have those certain things. Because even with moving in together, men, once they move in, certain things, their bachelor life changes, right? There might be some things that they were used to before.
Yes, but
you know what I mean, right?
Yes, but it's not the same change as a woman that has actually given birth to a child.
Yeah.
It's not the same because they go through a lot of stuff, like postpartum depression.
Yeah.
Some women experience that. A lot of women experience that.
Yeah.
Changes in your body when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you hear a lot of women saying that, they've changed, their attitudes changed, or a lot of men complaining about women changed after, they've had a child because of the, postpartum depression or just mood swings and other things, right? Not all women, but a lot of women go through this stuff.
But the body thing is right, is for sure though, because I mean what you just mentioned with the body, the changes in the body.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
I know some women, they obviously they gain weight after pregnancy and stuff like that, and they have a hard time losing that.
Yeah, but you're talking about the physical aspect. I'm talking about like the subconscious, psychological, biological aspect where your body, the emotions and your hormones and all of those things are changing because you have a new being inside of your body. So you change. But if you want to add it to what we're talking about here, some women, they actually, they feel that now they've locked the guy down because now I'm having your child, and they get a little comfortable.
Right.
Just same thing with marriage. When you marry, some people are like, yo, you're not the woman I used to know. Well, I'll deal with it now. Like, so some people do that because it's almost like I've got the prize now. This is what you get now. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying all women do this, but there are women that change, and some of them do it because they're comfortable to do so because you've already conquered those stages, whether it's moving in together, then having a child, and then of course getting married. Yeah. Some women will be on their best behavior until they get that ring. Some women will be on their best behavior until they have that child.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, and if you want to apply that to men in certain situations too, when a man feels like, yes, you know what I mean? She's had my child now. Yeah. She's not going anywhere. Yeah. Then they could do whatever they want. Right. But usually I'm saying from like a biological standpoint and from the science involved in, pregnancies and giving birth and seeing changes in your moods and like just your whole body, not just the physical aspect, not talking about, oh my God, I gained weight. No, just sometimes they don't even know why they feel that way. Yeah. But there are a lot of changes that happen during pregnancy, you know what I mean? And then after that, you apply that to your regular day life, and your husband might not even understand that you're going through postpartum depression and thinks you're just being a dick. Yeah. Or he thinks you're just being a B word. But meanwhile, no, it's just your body. It's just the way it is after you've had a child. And sometimes some women don't even know what they're experiencing, right? But the fact is, they will change in those stages. Yeah. Moving in together, becoming common law, having a child, and marriage.
Yeah. And so there's a lot evolved around dating out of desperation. Yes. Because a lot of those things, I guess you don't really take those things into consideration. No, not really. When you're dating out of desperation.
For sure.
You know what I mean? For whatever reason that you're you know, whether you're lonely, you can't be alone for too long, or whatever the deal is, that you're getting a little bit older, and whatever the reason, dating out of that desperation, you eliminate all those things that you would normally think about if you weren't.
Exactly. But that's also hard too, because even when you're dating out of desperation, you can't foresee how a person is going to change when you start living together. You can't foresee how a person is going to change when you put the ring on a finger or after giving birth. That's a chance you got to take.
Yeah, no, you can't foresee it.
No.
I'm not saying foresee it, but understand that there is going to be changes.
That's what I'm saying. Some people don't know.
Yeah.
Some people, it's hard to tell because you just don't know, right? You don't know how someone's going to change when they've given birth. And this is where you also made a point about, you know, they're looking at themselves, they don't feel good. And you could all of a sudden I'll be with the girl that feels so good. And all of a sudden now she has a child and she's like, oh my God, I don't feel the same. I'm not looking good. That could be another thing. It would be another problem where she's like giving you attitude or not feeling her same. So that's another change, right? But the main thing is the immediate red flags that you can detect that you ignore because you are desperate.
Right.
Those are the ones we're talking about. For example, if you're dating a girl right now and this girl is calling your phone like 7 times. In the very beginning stages, where are you? How come you're not answering your phone? Well, I called you. How come you're not answering? Okay, so you're with the boys or you're with the girl? Yeah. So how come you're not answering? You guys are arguing about that. But because it's new.
Definitely red flag.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Does that happen?
Yeah.
A lot of guys know that.
Yeah.
And girls. There are guys that chase girls and there are girls that chase guys like for no reason.
Yeah.
And we ignore this stuff because the girl is so pretty and the guy is so pretty.
Yeah.
And we just ignore those things. But then when you live together, you start to know this person, then the red flags even become, it multiplies times 10. Now they're like following you. Now they're telling you that, yo, where's your phone? FaceTime. Let me see FaceTime, see where you're at. Yeah. Like it gets worse, but these things you could have eliminated in the past.
Right.
Now for me, I've had situations where if a girl asks me, how come you're not answering your phone? I tell them, with all due respect, don't ask me that again. Because I know where that's going to go.
Right.
You give somebody a little drip, they're going to make that into a running faucet. So you got to eliminate that in the very beginning. If the girl keeps asking me, I'm no longer going to be interested in being with her. I've actually cut off girlfriends because of these red flags.
Right.
Because I know where that's leading to based off of experience.
Yeah.
Don't ask me, where were you?
Some people don't recognize that though. Some people will look at it as, oh, he really cares about me or she really cares about me because she's trying to check up on me.
I don't know about that one, man.
No, some people actually think that.
No, I agree with you, but I'm saying I don't know about that one for them, as in like I feel sorry for them. But because everybody is trying to score, especially guys trying to score, you will overlook all of that stuff and not even think about it until much later when you're comfortable, when you guys have been having sex on a regular, that sex becomes normal. The challenges aren't there anymore. Because when you're trying to conquer a goal, and look, it is a goal. For a girl to want to be with a guy, for a guy to want to be with a girl and then be intimate, that's a goal. Once that goal has been met, then you're like, yo, why you calling me so much, man? Like, yo, I'm just out with my friends right now. Yeah. Because you're not worried about losing the opportunity.
You got the prize already, right?
You got the prize already. You see what I'm saying? You got the prize already, right? Yeah. So, dating out of desperation, there's a lot of red flags that people ignore because they just
need to be in a relationship.
Yeah, they just need to be in a relationship. Yeah. And also they want their urges, taken care of. Yeah. So you're going to be like, whatever, man. The girl's going crazy. You're like, it's okay, babe. Because you're like, man, this girl looks, let me just wait until I, get what I have to get. And after that, either the person becomes the guy becomes a spineless guy. Yeah. And he just takes all types of abuse and nonsense. Or he just says, you know what, I'm out. Yeah. And the thing about it is guys are willing to stay a little bit longer. When a woman's fed up, you can get out of Dodge.
That's it.
Get out of here. Yeah. Like, you're done.
Do you think there's a fine line between it in the beginning being red flags or that person's just not your person?
Oh, it's a combination of everything.
Yeah, because you could meet somebody and there's not really any red flags, but you guys don't really have that chemistry. But because you're just need to be in a relationship, you just ignore all that, right? But it's not really red flags. It's just that that's not your person, right? Does that make any sense?
Of course, that makes perfect sense. And that's what I'm saying. It's a combination of everything.
Mm-hmm.
When you are horny, and if the both of you are horny and you guys want to have sex, you think we care, or do you think they're caring about the compatibility aspect of things? No, people get drawn to each other because there's a sexual aspect of why they're connecting with each other. Then if the sex is good, they start having more sex, they start hanging out together, they start spending more time together, then they start becoming boyfriend, girlfriend, and it just happens simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you, see that you're not compatible from the very, very beginning, and you're like, you know what, man, this is not working, a lot of people will be like, yo, you know what, I'm out of here. Some women, when they go on dates with guys, they can tell right away if it's going to work or not. But guys, we will keep dating you, and we will keep going because we just want to satisfy our urge, and that's a fact.
Yeah, most men, you're right. Most men will do that because they just want to stay in the game for a little while.
Yeah, we're having
make sure
fun.
They get what they want. But some actually play the game even worse. Like, they really waste people's time. And I think there's some guys that, just because they want to keep they got the prize, but they want to keep getting the prize, and they don't want nobody else to have that prize.
Yeah.
So they will do things to like keep that woman involved, wasting her time. You know what I mean? She wants to, move on in life or whatever, but you don't want to move that way. But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, usually you're right. Usually a lot of guys, some guys do that.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. Like, no woman wants her time to be wasted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes some women can become resentful towards you if after all of that, it doesn't even work out.
Yeah.
She spent 15 years with you, 10 years with you. Now she doesn't have a child like she can't even get a child now.
Yep.
And, now she probably feels like, she's not worthy to other people.
Right.
Or it could be a girl that probably just had had children out of wedlock. And now all of that, you promised to marry me, it didn't work out, I'm forced to make a decision to leave. Now I don't know if another guy wants me because I have 2 kids for somebody else.
Yeah.
So I can understand why, sometimes, they would feel a little bit betrayed.
Yeah, of course. And that's something that some women could decipher that, or who's real or who's not. Some people could do that early. Some people do that a little bit later. Yeah. And some people just never figure it out and just come up with their own kind of conclusion on something else, right?
For sure.
So dating out of desperation sometimes could lead to, that bad choices, bad decisions.
And let's just be fair. Sometimes luck of the draw, it would work for some people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, oh, online dating sucks. I can never get online dating. But then there have been statistics of people that have done the online dating thing and they're married and they have a great life.
I hate online dating.
I've never tried it in my life.
I won't say I never tried it. I made a profile or two.
Okay.
But and I mean, long time ago when it started being a thing.
Yeah.
And just not too successful with that. Yeah. I happen to meet a couple of weirdos,
I've heard stories. I've heard similar stories. And I've also heard like a lot of people that do the online dating thing, they're really trying to score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there are some people that online dating has actually worked for them. So I'm not going to be here saying that, that doesn't work for you. Don't do online dating or, ignore people off the bat. Like whatever works for you, works for you.
Works for you.
There are red flags that people see and ignore. And there are red flags that people see at a later time and they still ignore.
Yeah.
So the decision is entirely up to you. All I know is this. If you can take your time to really find somebody that you feel is the person that you want to proceed by having a future with, then don't rush. Everything is about patience.
Yeah.
Don't rush. Because when people are desperate, we do desperate things. Yeah. That's what they say. What do they say? Desperate acts call for desperate measures or something like that.
Yeah.
You can hear the African in me. A desperate act call for desperate measure. Desperate acts calls for desperate measures or something of that caliber.
Yeah.
You just don't. Haste makes waste. That's another one too.
Yeah.
Just take your time, or else you're just probably gonna waste years, or probably be in a toxic relationship, or a relationship where you can't even stand the fact that you even got into that relationship in the first place, But at the end of the day, who are we to say when somebody has needs and they want their needs taken care of, whether it's sexual, emotional, like you said, they don't want to be a companion, they want a companion. So it's tough, but at the same time, nothing wrong with taking your time.
Yeah. And I think this comes with age, but if you could list out what your do's and don'ts or your likes or dislikes and know what you're looking for way ahead of time, that could eliminate that time process too.
I don't know, Nick. I'd actually beg to differ, because that's like almost saying, yo, you know what? What's the perfect list you have for the man? And then, you know what? Here's another list with the do's and don'ts.
Not the perfect list.
But it's just like do's and don'ts.
Okay, for me, if I meet somebody, there's certain traits that I know I can't deal with.
But you don't write it down on the paper.
I don't write it down.
That's
but
what I mean.
I know there's
if you
things,
know,
there's certain things that I could find out within the first few conversations.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After the first few dinners.
Got you.
And I'm speaking out of experience.
Hey, I hear you. I can relate too.
You know, I
can relate.
I know.
Because I cut people off because I see nonsense. Nonsense and ingredients.
Nonsense. And whether it's nonsense or not, it might be nonsense for you or me, but it's not nonsense for somebody else, right?
Agreed.
We're just not compatible.
I hear you.
And same thing, vice versa. People have, dated me, and right off the bat, after a couple of conversations, they're like, for sure. You know what I mean? Whatever that situation is, or whatever they thought about me.
Yeah.
But, but that doesn't change anything about me. Like,
exactly.
I don't get down on myself like,
of course,
dumped me or said I'm this or whatever. I mean, that just wasn't my person.
Well, Nick, here's a funny thing. By you saying that, the reason why it doesn't bother you and you're able to just move on to the next is because you probably don't care. You probably have high self-esteem. You have confidence that you can get somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, what if a guy has been trying for about a year or two and he finally meets this girl and then the girl turns him down?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna hurt him because they've tried so long, and they're willing to
and then can't find that person.
And women too. There are women that have been trying dating and they've tried every app possible.
Yeah.
Even apps in the future that we don't even know. They even have those because they're trying to find that person, and for some reason it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably when you start to ask yourself, is it me?
Some people don't ask themselves that.
No, some people
they don't know.
No,
but I think there is a fine line with that.
For sure.
You got to look within yourself.
Always. We talked about that in many episodes.
Many episodes. If it's going for a period of time where you just cannot get and it doesn't have to be just dating. Anything in life.
Just anything
really.
In life.
You're trying so long to get the certain thing.
Even jobs and everything. Yeah, even down to jobs. If you're you get a job this doesn't work, that doesn't work, or this doesn't work, or even family. Yeah. Oh, I don't get along. You got to sometimes check yourself because, hey, nothing wrong with reflecting. I reflect. I do. I reflect. Sometimes I sit down you know what? I wonder if it's me. If a situation occurs, I wonder.
Is it me?
I break it down. And if I think that I'm okay, then I just keep it moving.
Yeah.
If I think I have, there's something I can change, then I try to change it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I even ask my family members, my brothers.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think, man? Do you think, given a scenario, do you think it's my fault? So sometimes you need somebody that's unbiased.
Yeah.
That is not on one side of the fence. They could just tell you as is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I have a couple of friends like that, you included.
Yeah.
If I go through something which was a little bit conflictive, I do have to reflect on myself, and I do ask.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to ask.
And I'd give them the situation and hey, is it me?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So some people have to be able to do that. Some people do not.
Some people do not.
Do not at all. And that doesn't make for good
because then
you can't make a plan for the future.
You're just going to keep running around in circles.
You can't fix the problem.
You can't fix a problem. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't fix a problem. So you're wondering why you can't drive to Niagara Falls. You're not checking to see if your rear tire, if your rear left wheel is busted, or just any of your tires. Why can't you move? You can't move, but you're still trying to drive. And you're what's wrong with this thing? What's wrong with this thing? No, check to see if your vehicle is good to go. Are all the wheels there? Are any deflated tires?
Yeah.
Oh no, if there's a tire that's deflated, oh my God, look at that tire. That's crazy. Okay, let me run to the closest gas station, pump it up. Oh my God, now I'm good to go. Now I'm driving. This is just an example, right?
Yeah.
So you get what I'm saying by that example. You got to check yourself. Yeah, you got to check yourself. And then go from there.
Yeah.
Because if you don't check yourself, how are you going to know?
Yeah.
You know, how are you going to know? So
check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Now, I think because we've named songs, but we don't even know the musicians. But I think this one is DOS Effects.
Yes.
Check yourself before you check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Probably some people
I think
listening to this, they don't even know who DOS Effects is.
Hey man, just look up DOS Effects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Nick, people do get desperate, and people always have that. People always have that want or yearning for love, for intercourse, and just for that emotional companion. My advice is take your time. Be patient. Nobody can tell you what to do, what not to do. But if you know, based on what you hear from friends, family members, or even like us on the show right now about red flags and signs and things like that, based on what we hear from other females and other males, then yeah, maybe you should really just take your time and be patient, because they say great things come to those that wait.
Yeah. And I agree with you. And that would be my suggestion as well. Just be patient and know what you're looking for, and know how to kind of detect those signs early on. And I think you'll be good after that.
Yeah. And listen, man, value yourself, walk with your head up high. I'm not saying being conceited. Just know your worth, know your value. Then you will not be desperate.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. And I always love your metaphors, man. I like that tire thing, right? I might use that one later on.
Hey, man, you can use anything, man. It's okay.
Yeah, man.
Because that's the way to give like an illustrative example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For people to understand. So
exactly.
Kind of drop those once in a while.
Of course, man.
You know what I mean?
Thanks for being here as usual. My partner in crime.
You already know. That's what's up.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember, check us out on Instagram, The Talk Exchange, RSS.com, YouTube, and right here on Spotify and Google Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Francis.
Hey, Nick, always a pleasure. We look forward to the next episode.
All right. And big up to the rest of the Talk Exchange crew. Thank you for tuning in once again. See you next time.
Peace.